this is just awesome. You're also able to click on these things and see the interaction with it. So you can see how many people have actually clicked on this link in your bio, which can kind of help you figure out, is that Facebook group link working, or are people clicking on it and then not doing anything with it because it's too confusing or something. And then the last thing I wanted to touch base on again was just reminding you that picture quality matters. So this weekend, we had our leader retreat, and the selfie queen came in and talked to us about, how to pose and stuff. And Katie shared those slides with you in the group. And it just really reminded me that, you do have to have a quality picture that draws somebody in order to get them to read what you are posting, in order to get them to interact and like your photo. And so, these are just two differences that I see, where this is a very staged photo. I took it on my iPhone. I just have it on a table with some decorations in the back, put it in a nice little wine glass, my shake, took a picture and talked about the recipe that I was using. And so this to me is something that I think is going to draw somebody into my actual page, and it is, profile page worthy. Whereas my breakfast from this morning, it was delicious, but there's not much I can do with this to make it look gorgeous or really enticing. So for me, that's a photo that I'm going to put on my story versus my actual page, because it'll disappear in 24 hours, gives people a look at what I'm doing, but it's not like it's, then on my page forever. Because you have 2 rows in the top of your Instagram, if you open it on your phone right now, to interest people in you. So if you are somebody who's commenting and trying to be active in the community that you are interested in and trying to build relationships with people, they're going to come and look at those first 2 or 4 rows and see if you're somebody that they want to follow. And so you need to just make sure that all of those photos you're posting are really good quality and show, what inspires you and is just, intriguing and makes somebody want to click follow. So that's what I had on those topics today. And I can put these in the group so that you have access to it.
Jess, thank you so much. That's really, really great information. And, good homework for us as we get off this call to kind of go back, check our Instagram pictures, check our bio, make some adjustments. That's the great thing about these groups. That's the great thing about our job, is that we're always, even those of us coaches who are leading this, we're always learning, adjusting, making changes. And that's just what a good business owner does. So thank you so much. Is there questions?
Yeah, so Samantha asked if you can change your category. Yes, you can change it. So I recently went from public figure to nutritionist not that long ago. So I can't tell you off the top of my head how to do it, but it's within that Facebook business page profile setup.
Cool. So any more questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll keep moving on and then address those. Okay, good. She's going to take a look at that. Okay, the next thing we want to talk about today is recruiting. Yeah, we got to talk about recruiting because it's essential to the success of our business. And I just want everyone right now, as they're listening, to be like, I know you hear the word recruiting, and I know things go through your brain. And I want right now to just delete everything in your brain that makes it any type of negative. Recruiting is fun, it's amazing, and the most important thing is that it starts with your mindset. So if you need to put on music, if you need to do your personal development before you start recruiting, then that you got to do whatever you got to do. But you have to recognize, we all do, that this is something we have to do every single day. The reality is we can sell so many challenge packs. We can be the best coach to our challengers. If we're not recruiting, then we're not going to grow our business in a way that's going to make a significant change in our life. So with that being said, part of being a business owner is we got to do things that maybe are a little uncomfortable for us or force us outside of our comfort zone and make us do new things. So today we want to encourage you and challenge you to just look at recruiting in an entirely different way and just approach it with a really positive mindset and an exciting mindset, okay? Because you have to believe that you can. You have to believe that you, even if you're a beginning coach, that you have something to offer people. First and foremost, I say this to coaches or people who are asking me about coaching. Number one, the very worst thing that happens if someone decides to become a coach is that they get healthy. Like, even if the coaching opportunity ends up not being right for them, they get healthy. And so that is so often lately how I've been talking about for people that are skeptical or not quite sure about this whole thing, is to just remind them it's all about being healthy, and that's the very worst that can happen. So we want to try to eliminate your fears, and we want to try to eliminate other people's fears. Okay, so first is mindset. That's the most important thing. That's the way that you have to start every time that you sit down to recruit. So here's something just that I want to say off the top. Every single day I set aside time to create posts about recruiting and to spend time talking to people about the coaching opportunity. Every single day, that should be like one of the first things we do, because we know that it sometimes is the hardest. So just do it, get it done, and then move on in your day, okay? So when it comes to recruiting, some of the things we want you to think about is when you create your posts, create posts that speak to who you want to attract. And you can create different ones throughout the week, right? So one of the ones that I did, I am a mom of 4 teenagers. I have 2 that have graduated from high school, and I have twins that are in high school. My kids are way older. But one day I was with my nephew, and he was taking a nap, and I sat at my sister-in-law's and brother's kitchen table, and I was working, and I took a picture and did a coach post right there about where I was, and I was speaking to stay-at-home moms who, for basically while their kids are napping, and that they could grow a business while their child is napping. And I actually signed up 2 coaches. I'm not even a mom of toddlers anymore, but I spoke to moms at that moment because I wanted people to know that you can build a business and you can help people and you can be healthy even if you have a young child at home. And I spoke directly to that. And I got 2 coaches. So think about who you're trying to attract. Think about who you are, who your people are, and then create posts directly addressing that. And that's been a huge thing that's helped me. Another thing that you can create posts about is create posts about life as a coach, the freedoms that you have, the benefits that you have. For example, my daughter just came home from college last night. I'm working this morning and then taking the afternoon to do some fun stuff with her, go to lunch, do our nails, things like that. I have a coach post about that the freedom that it brings, the ability that I have extra income to take my daughters, first of all, to help pay for college, secondly, to take her and have fun. So talk about real life and how coaching has benefited you and how it is benefiting you. And people want to know that. These are often the posts that I get the most response from because it connects with people. People have an idea in their brain of what they want their dream life to be. And when we are creating posts that speak directly to that and that we have an answer to help people get to that, then they want to reach out and have some communication with you. So how you post, how you create your posts, how you address recruiting doesn't have to be scary. We simply get to share real life. And when I think about the fact that because of Beachbody, I get to work this morning and do this, which I love to do, but then I get to schedule time to be with my daughter because she just got home super late last night. How can I not offer this to other people and get so excited and share this with people? I think that's such a great gift that we have. And when we approach it like that, then recruiting doesn't feel scary. And if it's not right for people, too bad, fine, no problem. But for the people that are wanting that kind of freedom in life, then you are speaking to them and they respond to you. Another thing, this is something that I've learned and really had to grow in, and Melanie has really helped me with this, that I need to be posting coaching like 3, probably 4 times a week. Because People are going to see posts. They're not going to see posts. They're going to read your post and connect with it. And then 2 days later, they're going to be in a different state, maybe emotionally, or they may have had a bad day at work, or they may have come into a financial issue, or you just don't know. And this post speaks to somebody on that day, and they're like, I've been following you, I've been watching, and yes, now I want to commit. So I realized that after doing some self-reflection and then, really asking Melanie to kind of check out my page, I kind of thought I was posting more often about coaching. And that's why self-evaluation is so important. And she was like, no, the last time you posted was like a week ago. And that does not help my business. That's super great that I'm talking about it, but it has to be consistent. And so if you're creating posts, talking to the people that you want to attract, you're creating posts that talk about the benefits of being a coach in real life and helping you achieve your goals and the freedom and the things that coaching is giving you. If you're posting 3 to 4 times a week and you're talking about all the different aspects of coaching and what it gives your life, and you're coming at it with different angles, you are going to reach people and you're going to connect with people that you never would have had you just done one really good post a week. And so we want to encourage you to change your mindset. Hi. And begin talking about coaching in a really positive way, and remember what an incredible gift we have to offer people, that not only can we change their life physically, change their body, help them to live a healthier life, but we also can completely change their financial situation and how they live their life. And that's a pretty incredible thing that we can give to people. What else? Anything else, Melanie, about that?
As far as like the posts and the recruiting go, I think that's important that people do almost give themselves a self-audit to see where they're at and when the last time that they post, because and this was something even Kendra and I were talking about yesterday, it's very easy to just go down through and do your 3 to 5 and feel like you're really checking off that box and you're present on social media and you feel like, okay, I'm doing my job. But the one thing that the phrase that I have been using is this anchor post. So I have like an anchor post of the day. So, if I'm really focused, if my goal for this week is to recruit a coach or 2 coaches or to sign up X amount of customers, I make sure that each day I've got that anchor post that is actually giving a specific call to action. So a lot of times you'll go through and you'll say, oh, I posted about coaching or coach life, but does it actually have a call to action where you're directing people back? Or maybe you do Transformation Tuesday and you don't have sort of a call to action in there. So make sure that if your objective is to grow your team, which I'm pretty sure that many of you are kind of at that point where you're ready to make that shift to not just signing up customers, but coaches, that anchor post has to be a part of your week and your daily activities. So creating that, and even just making a list of ideas of things you could post about throughout the week so that you can stage those pictures and you can take them and create those posts based off of that. So I think that's the only thing I would add in there. So that's what I got. I think that's one thing we can practice this week and even share into the group and get feedback on as well. We can kind of give you some feedback on that if you would like. So that would be very helpful.
And you guys, just the last thing is that this is really a game changer. We can kind of convince ourselves that we know coaching is a great thing and we do it and it's amazing. But until we really have that shift in our mind, that recruiting is a positive thing, that we do not allow any kind of negative self-talk in our brain about recruiting, meaning like, well, no one's going to really join my team because I'm kind of new and I don't really even know exactly what I'm doing. And all the things that go through our brain that make us subconsciously say, no, well, I'm not really as skilled. In 6 months, then I might be able to recruit more. Like anytime we allow that in our head, the minute we start talking or posting about it, believe it or not, it comes out in our posts. And so I would say in addition to what we kind of talked about, one of the most important things to walk away with today is that you have to believe that what you're doing is amazing, that you are an agent of changing people's lives, and that coaching is the greatest thing that we get to be able to do. It's the greatest job out there, and that you go into recruiting with, I have a heart that wants to help people. I have a way that people can make money. I have something that can change people's lives. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to be positive. And if people don't want it, that's not an offense towards me. They're just not ready right now, because everything that goes on in here will come out in the way that you talk about coaching or write about coaching. So remember, the mindset is a huge change as you're beginning to, or a huge and important step as you begin to write more and post more and talk more about coaching. Okay, I think it's Katie.
Sorry, I was muted still. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. So I'm going to be talking about social media and selfies and, just kind of cover some stuff. I know some of it may be a little bit repetitive, but sometimes we need to hear things more than once, or maybe we didn't hear them the first time, so we need to say it again. But when you are thinking about social media, I know in the beginning for most of us, we came into this business not having any experience with social media or any experience with marketing. And, we just started posting. And I think, even at this stage with most of us that are leading this group that have been coaching for a long time, and we're talking about those self-audits. I know Kendra and I had a conversation yesterday because we're success partners, and just, even at this stage, going back and realizing like, oh, we got to step this up. Oh, we got to do this differently. Oh, yeah. Like we were talking about the coaching post and realizing, gosh, yeah, we haven't done that in a while, even though it felt like I did it yesterday. So always remembering to kind of give ourselves those self audits and reminding our coaches and our teams to do that as well. I think what's really important is when you're really putting your post out there on social media is that you're really staying true to who you are. I cannot tell you how many times coaches will take someone else's post word for word and like mimic their picture and then use it as their own on social media. And it may not even be anything like this person would ever say or like this person would ever do. And people that know this person are going to think, what the heck happened to this person? They're not the person I thought they were. They're not the person who I've known. And so it's really important that you really stay true to who you are. It's okay to look at other coach posts and get ideas. And, I see posts all the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was such a great idea. And then use that to come up with your own great idea, and put it in your own words. I think making sure that we're adding value. I see a lot of coaches putting the same three type of pictures out every day, with pretty much the same thing. So they've got a workout post, an inspirational quote, and then a food picture. And then it's just like the same thing over and over and over again. And people get bored of that. And if you're not adding value, you're not creating interest, you're not letting people get to know you other than, okay, this girl likes to eat food and work out, why would they come and follow you or come back to your page? So you want to make sure that you're adding value. Another thing is look at your pictures. Are your pictures eye-catching? Would somebody want to scroll and see more of your pictures? Or are they just going to be like, that's too much, or I'm not quite sure what this person is doing. I'm not sure what that picture is they're posting. You want, especially on Instagram, you really want your pictures to stop and grab attention. I know we talked a lot about this with the professional photographer over the weekend, and I shared those pictures that she shared with us. And just the little tips too that she suggested. we were kind of like, oh my gosh, even for most of us that have been doing this 2, 3, 4 years, just to, again, self-audit, am I doing these things? Where can I improve? What can I do better? And then what else? Making sure that you have your call to actions. I know we kind of talked about this before, but you don't want to have a call to action on every single post that you're putting out there, but you do want to make sure that you're being consistent, because you want people to know that, they can join you on this journey. You want people to know that you do have something to offer, and what it is and when it is. If you're not sharing those details, nobody will ever know. So you do want to make sure that you're doing your call to action at least once a week with coaching and with your accountability groups. Sharing tips, and it doesn't have to be just with your fitness and nutrition. It could be tips that you just find useful in daily life. And I always try to make a list, anything that I'm Googling to learn more about, I make a little list. And that way, if I'm stuck and can't come up with a post, I'll either ask a question on Facebook, or I'll share some information and ask people if they knew about it. And then there's another actual awesome thing that I think is available to everybody on Facebook, but it generates questions for you, for your followers to get to know you, which is really cool too. So that allows people to get to know you, but it also allows you to get to know those people that are following you. What else? Oh, another thing too, a lot of coaches kind of get stuck, and I'm going to kind of touch base about the recruiting part and posting on social media. A lot of coaches in the beginning get really stuck with, well, I'm not a successful coach in this business, or I'm not making $1,000 a week yet in this business, or I'm not the top coach in this business, so I can't really post about recruiting coaches, because who am I to recruit coaches? Well, the thing of it is, if you don't start posting about it and you don't talk about it, no one's ever going to join your team. So it doesn't really matter where you are in your business. You have to talk about it. And, we talk a lot about this with our new coaches, is just sharing small income successes, because you never know who would love to have extra money to maybe afford that car that they've been wanting to get for their family. I heard a coach saying that she was so excited because she saw a post about somebody being able to afford an SUV and get rid of their car for their growing family because she was pregnant, and seeing a post that a coach posted about being able to do that for her family caught her attention, because she was like, oh my goodness, for me to be able to not leave my home, to make an extra income, and to be able to help my family afford an SUV car payment every month would really help my family out a lot. Not everybody wants to be a coach because they want to make $100,000 a year. Some people want to coach because they don't have the time to go get a second job and leave their home. And this is a job that they can work around their family, and they can make that extra income that they need, whether it's that car payment, or paying for their kids' sports, or having extra money to not worry about having enough money for groceries every month. So, just sharing those little income achievements that you have, or even being able to pay for I know one of my new coaches that's in this group, she was really excited that last month, she helped a couple new people, and that covered all of her costs for Shakeology and her Beachbody On Demand, and she had extra money in her account. And so that was a huge thing. That was awesome, and she was excited about that. And sometimes it's just covering your own costs in the beginning. So make sure that you're sharing that. Don't feel like you have to have this huge financial success story before you can share any of that with your followers. Sometimes people are just looking for something that can help them bring in extra income from their family from home. I know a lot of stay-at-home moms are looking how they can make income without leaving their babies. So, or maybe they already work outside the home and they need extra income and they don't want to leave their kids again. So this really does work around your lifestyle, and people don't know about that unless you share that with them. And, whether it's the call to actions or the posts that you're putting out there, like Kendra said she had posted about when she was working from home when her nephew was sleeping, those are great posts to share with other moms out there that are looking for this opportunity. So really, like, going back and self-auditing all of your posts, but don't feel like, oh my gosh, I've been doing it all wrong. My posts are horrible. Like, I'm just going to delete it all. Like, don't feel like that. Like, think about what you're going to do from this day forward. And, if you don't have a friend or someone in your life that'll give you an honest opinion about your posts and the pictures and the information you're putting out there, like, post in our group and we'll help you guys and let you guys know, yes, that's exactly what you should be doing, or no, this is how you can change it up, or this is how you can improve it and make it better, because we're here to help you guys get better and grow. And so know that you can trust us, and that we'll be willing to help you guys with any of that. And I think, does anybody have any questions about posting and pictures and marketing on social media? No?
No questions. Now we just have to do it. I think that's always where people are like, no, I don't have any questions. And then we just never do it. That is definitely the one thing that I can say, it's just that taking action part of it. And a lot of times just getting out of our own head and saying, I'm worthy of posting all of these things. Like all of us always say, it was one of the themes over the weekend. Oh gosh, I just wish I was further along than I am right now, right? Everybody else seems so much more successful. And honestly, it seriously sounds like there's water going to come through my wall. I have no idea what is going on. I don't know what Matt's doing upstairs or what, but literally it sounds like there's a leak in my wall. Anyways, but that's just the one thing that I've noticed is that we tend to get in our own head, and it is people on the outside. Have you ran into people and they're like, oh, you do that Beachbody stuff. Like, you're so successful at that, right? Because you've been consistently showing up, you've been posting, you've been gaining traction. And from the outside, people really admire you and respect you. And so you've got to lean into that. You want to, and nobody knows what all of these ranks are and different things within a company. People are inspired by you, by the action that you take, by the way that you inspire them. And you really have to lead that way. And that's truly what we mean by faking it until you make it, right? Until you've made it in your mind. You really have to have that confidence in that outward appearance and invite, So one of the things that I'm doing, and I know each one of us sort of has our own sneak peeks, is I'm doing a sneak peek, just a business opportunity call tomorrow night at 8:00. So if you are looking for a place to invite people to, you can invite to that call and feel free to invite your prospects on there and be an active participant in that call as well. So that gives you an opportunity to kind of introduce them to our culture and our team and what we are all about and who we stand for. And then knowing that, you don't have to be responsible for training all of your people by your own. Kendra and Katie and Farron, myself, Jess, all of us, we either work together and we do trainings together, or we have a system that we've created for our organizations. And so all you need to do is ask, and we'll help get you plugged into the appropriate system and training course. And I know my next one's starting in January. So that's kind of going to be the next sort of phase for new coaches to come into. But this is a good time to get people started so they can sort of go through that coach online training in the back office, get their website set up, start to think about it while the holidays are sort of happening, and then hit the ground running come the 1st of January. So this is a good time to begin to plant seeds with people as well. So just a few thoughts for you. I'll post that link and that image, I talked about it on the team call last night. So I'll share that as well in this group today. So it was